Hi guys, today we're going to do exercise 6, which is portraits, filters, and image adjustments. So we're going to work with portraits and filters, and we're going to adjust some images. This is a great exercise to make some posts for Instagram or social media accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and go with our Photoshop page. So as usual, I'm going to say new file and select print. I'm going to select landscape and change the image size and create a new canvas. Now what we are trying to do is, and I'm going to show you a sample of this really quick. All right, so we're trying to create a page with portraits, and we're going to use different filters to change those portraits. Okay, so I'm expecting something like this from you guys. And let's close this. Now I'm going to copy an image and bring it to Photoshop first. I'm using 2 monitors, so sometimes you may not be able to see what I'm doing, but I just go to an image from my computer and I'm bringing it here. I'm going to say File, New, select Clipboard, and I'm going to edit, paste. So I pasted the picture, but this is a little too big. So I want to go to image size, and I want to adjust the size a little bit. So let's just make it 10. Okay, and then I can go to my hand tool to bring that back. Now I don't want to select all of that background, so I'm going to use the crop tool, and you can just crop whatever you want. Maybe just take the portrait here, this by entering. So if you enter, it will crop. Use the rectangular marquee tool and select this, and then go to copy and come back here and paste it. Okay, now I can resize this. I want to create a couple of those because we want to use filters. So that's good. Now you see we have that white background and we have one layer. So what I want to do is, while I'm on this layer, I'm going to go to layer and I'll say duplicate layer. And when I say duplicate layer, the layer will be duplicated, which means there are actually 2 pictures. So when you move this, you will be able to get the other copy. So when we duplicate the layer, we're actually making a copy of the same picture. So we're going to do that again a couple times. I'm going to duplicate the layer and move this again. And I'm going to duplicate this one more time and move that again. And I want the distance between each picture to be the same. Our canvas is not big enough, so I'm going to go to image, canvas size. I'm going to select inches. I can probably make this 12 inches. Let's say 12 inches is not enough. We'll make that 13. 13 is not enough. We're gonna go back and make it 15 inches. All right, I think that's good. Now I want to go to each picture and adjust them again. Okay. Now I'm going to continue duplicating the layers because I'm going to have 8 of these pictures. Okay, so you need to know which layer you are when you're duplicating. Otherwise, when you're trying to move the picture, it won't have that copy. So make sure you know which layer you duplicated. All right, so we have that. So now let's just go to our first layer, and we are going to select a filter for this layer. So let's start with blur. Actually, let's just keep this one as our original. Let's go to letter and let's select And let's just say that this is the original. Okay. And if you want, you can select a different font. You can change the size of your text. You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. I think 16 was a great one. And I think that's good. I can probably go to move and make sure it's kind of in the middle. Okay, I think that's good. Now we're gonna go to this layer here, okay? And we're going to use a filter on this layer. So I'm going to use the blur filter. I'll just check on those and see what it does. Okay, so this is what comes up. If I say okay, it blurs the picture. And you can always Command Z out of this if you don't like it, and go select another blur. So let's do surface blur. Oh, it blurred it a little bit. I like that actually. I like that. Okay, so let's call this surface blur. So again, I'm going to go to text, go down under here. We say surface blur. We're going to go to move and move this. Okay. Let's go to this layer. What filter should we do with this one? Or pinch. Let's see what pinch does. Now I'm getting this menu on my other monitor. So let's see how it does that. Okay, you can actually make the pinch. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's try that. All right. Now, I'm not sure if I like this. I'm going to get out of that one too. Select another one. Ripple. Let's do the ripple. This is what comes up. Ooh, I like this one. So let's say okay. And it makes it look like this is underwater. This is kind of cool. So we're gonna go to the tool again, and we're gonna say this is ripple. And move that. Okay, let's go to this layer. We go to filter. Let's say what twirl does. Let's say what twirl does. Now, this is what I have. And it kind of twirls the picture. Let's see what it does. Okay. I don't like this. We're going to do add noise. Let's add some noise. And we can change the amount of noise here. Ooh, that is kind of cool. Okay, I like that amount of noise. Okay, let's do that. We go to this layer now. Let's do crystallize. Let's see what crystallize does. Again, because I'm using two monitors, sometimes the menus show up on my other ones. Okay, that looks a little bit like ripple, but it's kind of crystallizing the image. I think this is cool. Okay, we can do a little bit of that. All right, let's say noise. Okay, and then we're gonna go here and we say crystallize. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to this layer. So let's stylize. Okay, let's do extrude. Let's see what extrude does. Okay, it has that. All right, this is cool. Extrude. So this was extrude. Let's just go to our letter and say extrude. And oh, that's okay. Our next one, we are going to do an oil paint. So let's do the oil paint. I don't know why we can't see it. Oh, okay. It's a little too much. I think you can clean it up a little bit. And this is the bristle details. That's cool. And you can change the shine. Okay, let's do that. And let's go to that last one. Dust and scratches. Let's try this one. Ooh, okay. All right, so this is dust and scratches. So let's write those down. This is dust and scratches. And we're going to go here and say oil paints. Okay. I want to make sure all of these are at the same level below the picture. Okay. I think we are good with that. Now I'm going to go to the text again, but this time I'm going to select vertical type tool. So I can put here filters. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Let's make it 60. Okay, that's good. So let's go to the move tool. We can also play with it with the move tool. We can change this. And what else should we do? I'm going to make a background color. I'm going to have a different color in the background. I'm still going to keep it light, but I can go to the paint bucket and I'm going to go to my background layer and select a color. I will make it pretty light, but let's see. So let's do this grayish color. It's not working here. All right, so our background is done. We can also do one other thing. What I can do is I can create a new layer. Okay, and make sure that new layer is on top of everything else, so I can move it up. I'm going to make sure it's on top because whatever we do is going to show. Okay, we have that top layer. Now we can select a rectangular shape here and select everything. And we are going to add a stroke. Sorry, I have that on my monitor. So I'm going to select this deep red for the stroke. Say okay, and then I'm going to select 12 for the width of the stroke. Okay, now we have a border. We can make it a little bit bigger if you like, but I think I like it the way it is. So this is what I'm expecting you guys to do for this video. Guys, I want to show you one other thing that you can do, which I forgot to mention. So let's just go back to this. Here, I'm going to select the original image. And there are also some filters down here. So you can go to effects, for example, and you can select some of these. For example, if you do color overlay, it will overlay the red color, that is the one that's selected, over that picture, and you can change the opacity. So I'm going to try this. We're not going to do this, but I just want to show you. I believe that was the color that we had selected, the gray color for the background. What you can do is you can change the opacity and it grays the picture a little bit, so you can do a color overlay. And I'll cancel this. Another thing you can do is give it a pattern overlay, so you can actually create, whatever pattern you select here. Let's say we select water patterns. Let's do this one. And now you can just adjust the opacity of it, and that pattern will be overlaid. I'm going to cancel that out. What I really like is drop shadow. And this one, it kind of gives you a shadow. So it looks like this picture is a little bit above. So I'm going to do that with, actually, I will do that with all of the pictures. I'm going to select drop shadow and make each of those pictures have a drop shadow. All right, I think it looks much cooler now, so I'm going to save it. Again, you can get rid of that other picture. We don't have to save this. You have just that. You go to save as, and you're going to save it on your computer, whatever you're using. I'm using this folder called Photoshop Exercises, and I would recommend that you save it in the cloud. And I'm going to see if I save this one as exercise 6. Wait, I accidentally saved this as exercise 5. It's supposed to be 6. Okay, and save. And that's what you're going to send to me. All right, guys, that's it for this exercise.